Get on up here. What y'all doing? Yo, we gotta have the females in this hip hop world. Like, yo,
get your drink on.
Y'all want a different beat?
If you love life, then you fight for liberation. And you know that surrendering ain't a consideration. You exercise just to relax from temptation. Throw up your L3s, rock with the G Nation. If you love life, then you fight for liberation. And you know that surrendering ain't a consideration. You exercise discipline, mastering temptation. Throw up your L3s, I rock with the G Nation.
All right, y'all hearing it, man. A lot of great organizations out. Okay, a lot of great organizations out, man. A lot of great people. A lot of people here that you know, are offering services, man. This is a smorgasbord of information and people, and I can't say enough about this event. Dr. Marc Lamont Hill. This is the Justice and Opportunity Series, Open Buffalo, as well as many other organizations in sponsorship and in concert with bringing this on and making it happen. And we just had school board members step in the door. A lot of people doing a lot of different things. Sitting to my left, brother just sat at the table. Give him an opportunity to introduce himself. How you doing, brother?
How you doing, Mom? All right. My name is Ulysees Wingo, Madison District Common Council member, also the chair for the Education Committee for the City of Buffalo Common Council.
Yes, sir, brother. Beautiful to meet you. All right, man. So Dr. Lamont Hill, man. So what you know about this event, man, and what do you think we're gonna get from it?
These are the types of events we need to continue to have in the community to make sure that we are inspiring and encouraging our young people to step up and do more and be more civically engaged. I believe that these are the type of events that actually encourage creativity, encourage our young people to participate in the process and also to participate in the progress that we are making in the community as well. I really believe in education, especially for the young people. Most of my discretionary dollars in my office are going towards events such as these, right, to ensure that we are always building the capacity of our people, and just to make sure that they see us doing things positive. I know it's important for young people to see black men in positions of influence. It's important for our young men to see black men in positions that are having positive change or impacting positively in the community. So this event is crucial. It's absolutely necessary. These events are the ones we need to have more often, on a more regular basis. And if we could get more partners to join in with us and to get more people to give us more funds, we could have great speakers like Dr. Hill in a lot more often.
No question, man. So you said the Common Council. For those that don't know, what is the role of the Common Council in Buffalo?
The Common Council is the legislative branch of government in the city of Buffalo. In each municipality, you have all of your different branches. You have, in the city of Buffalo, the administration of the mayor. Then you have the Common Council, which consists of 9 councilmatic districts, of which is all separated, divided equally between the 9 council members. Then you have the Comptroller's office, who deals with the finances of the city. So there's a balance of power there. The mayor can't do much without the Common Council. Right. The Common Council can't do much without the mayor or the Comptroller. Right. So if anyone tries to do too much, we have the other.
We got the balance.
Yeah, we got that balance of power.
No doubt, man. That's a very good point in terms of being the legislative branch, if you will. What if you can talk about it? What is currently on the books, man, in terms of, you know, what's the priority right now in terms of legislation? What are we trying to get passed in Buffalo right now?
There are a plethora of resolutions that we have to support various initiatives and various policies that change the quality of life for our people across the board. I don't want to mention one just off the top of my head because that may not be the most weightiest issue.
I got you.
But when I tell you we are constantly trying to put out policy that will change our lives for the better, we are constantly trying to put up policy that will protect our people and the investments of our people. We're trying to make sure that we pass policy that also builds the capacity of our people as well.
No question.
So we're not in office just because we wanted to run and get famous, because this office is not something that you would run for to get rich or to get famous. Right. But you do it because you believe in the potential and the power of your own people.
Good question, man. Yeah. Is the Common Council elected? Is it selected? How does it come about?
I see people dancing over here. The Common Council, you are elected by getting yourself on the ballot through petitions. You have to have at least 500 petitions, good petitions, where people sign off to give you their vote of confidence to get you on the ballot to run for the primary. After you run for the primary, if you won your party's primary, then you move on to the general election. So we're all duly elected in the Common Council. The comptroller is duly elected, and also the mayor is duly elected by the constituency, the residents, the eligible voters in the city of Buffalo.
Okay, I got you. So the process, man, a lot of us are unaware of government process, right? How can we, okay, it's a twofold question. How do we become more aware of what laws are being passed?
Good question.
And how does media play a role? How do you use media?
Good question.
That is the number one influence on our people,
right.
which is why we're a media company.
Right.
In terms, I don't know when the next law is going to be passed and what is going to be passed on. How can we find out, man?
There is a website. If you go to the City of Buffalo's website, there's a link that will take you directly to our journals, what we have on our agendas for every committee that we have in the City Council, and also for our council sessions. Those are open and free to the public to come to and witness, and then when we have open hearings on certain items, if you see something on the agenda that you would like to speak on or speak to, you would come on that day of that committee. It's really a simple process. Not a lot of people take advantage of that process because it's an intimidating process if you have not been brought up in this environment. Now, to be honest with you, I was not brought up in the political environment. Okay. You know what I'm saying? The most politics we talked about was at the dinner table, and that was about 10, 15 minutes, barbershop. Right. But we were not submersed in the political area. So me coming into this, it was overwhelming, and I'm still learning a lot and still have quite a bit yet to learn about politics. I'm still probably one of the worst politicians that you're gonna meet. Yes, sir. And you asked the question, how do we use media to make sure that we have people who are aware of what's happening? Me personally, I use social media. Get on Facebook. Like today, I was on Facebook Live trying to encourage people to come out and hear a good word from a prolific speaker, and also to try to just enjoy this fellowship of all of these people who are coming together to make sure that we increase and build the capacity of our own people. Right. So we use as much media as we possibly can to get the word out.
As individuals, or is there a goal from the Common Council as a whole, or is it really dependent upon the individuals of the Common Council in terms of media?
Well, in terms of media, it's really up to the individual, because we have the government access channel that we also have access to put up anything that we want to publicize that's going to be a benefit to the community at large.
I got you.
We have Channel 22, and then we also have our own individual Facebook pages for our offices, and then for our personal Facebook pages. I use them all. I use all outlets that I possibly can to get as much of the information out to the people as possible.
You look pretty young. I'm sure you're younger than me. and so
it depends on how old you think I am.
Yeah, well, you know,
I got a daughter that goes to Niagara University. How about that?
Okay, all right then. All right, so we might be close. But my question is, I know for younger people, media is, using media and social media is normal. I mean, they came through it, and for us, we kind of in between. But for the older council members, the older, what's the Common Council members? Do you see that as a challenge, or are they really into media and using it like they should?
Well, the thing about talking to the age or the age location of my colleagues and what generation they're part of, I'm actually a Generation Xer. I'm not a millennial. Okay. So I'm a Generation Xer. I'm an Xer.
Okay. All right. And you rocky?
Yeah, exactly. But I'm right on the cusp of the millennials and the Generation X generations. So I have the unique opportunity to bridge both those gaps. So I use social media, and I also make sure that the folks who have come before me are aware of what we can do to increase our footprint as it relates to being effective in the community and getting the word out. So it could be a challenge, but it also poses a unique opportunity as well for us to bridge the two together.
I was at a Title I funding meeting, and one of the challenges that we had at the meeting was understanding how we could get involved in influencing policy before it's actually presented to us.
Good.
I want to know.
That's good.
How much of which, or how can we as a public be at the forefront of what's written before it's presented to us?
People laugh at me, but this is the best way for our people to be as influential in our own government as possible. Number one, get active with your block clubs. Period. Block club, they're the key.
For those that don't know, what's a block club?
A block club is a coalition of residents on a street to come together to organize to make sure that they have a benefit for their street. For instance, if you don't have curbs on your street, if you don't have sidewalks on your street, if you need the trees trimmed on the curb side of your street, if you need your street repaved, if you go down as one person, you're just one person.
Okay.
But many hands make light work. If you have a voice of an entire street with a petition signed that you had gotten signed at the block club meeting regarding whatever issues you want to have addressed, guess what? Now you have 200 people. You have 200 voices versus one voice.
Gotcha.
And then those 200 voices become the one voice to effectuate change on that street. And then when you have a coalition of block clubs, you have an association. And when I first got in office, the first thing I did was try to make sure that we had more than double the number of block clubs that were active when I first got in. And we actually achieved that.
Yeah, because I believe change happens from the bottom up.
Absolutely. And when you empower the people, then you can have change, or you can make sure that transformation takes place, because now the people have the power to make the change that they want to see. And if you ever go into City Hall and you look at the right above the pillars, it says the people's counselors reflect the people's will. So if I don't have a block club that represents all the voices on that street, or an association to represent all the voices in that community or neighborhood, or all of the people to represent that district,
right?
Then who am I acting on behalf of?
Right.
So I need my block clubs to be stronger, to coalesce around certain issues, prioritize, bring those to the office. That way they can effectuate change. That way I can write the policy, change the ordinances to make their quality of life better.
No question, man. Yeah, I heard it first, man. This is a process that, is given to us to affect change in our community. Your block clubs, you start where you at, then you work to where you want to go.
That's right.
I've not necessarily, like the brother, was familiar with the political process. I'm learning a lot about it myself. Every opportunity that I get to ask a question, I normally do. I sat down with Bernie Tolbert. He was running, looking to run for sheriff. Had questions for him.
Right.
A lot of elephants in the room to be addressed in terms of law enforcement and things of that nature. And I think it's very important that we take our block clubs, we go down on the days that's prescribed us. Can we find out when these days are? That
matter of fact, that's a good point to bring up. Every month, if you want to know how to get involved more intimately in what happens in your community, we have a stakeholders meeting every single month, the second Saturday of the month. Currently, we have them every month at the Delavan Griot Center. That's 877 East Delavan.
Okay.
At 8:30 in the morning. We feed you breakfast.
Okay.
On a Saturday morning. We get up at 7 o'clock. We prepare the breakfast. I'm talking about a full breakfast. I'm talking about grits, eggs. Talking about toast.
Yeah.
I'm talking about all the good stuff.
I feel that. So you got something for the vegans, man. That's all.
We got it. Yeah, we do. I
appreciate it.
We keep it greasy, but listen.
Yes, sir.
But.
Okay, so the event is started. We'll let the brother go ahead and
I'll
move
see y'all
on.
when I see you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
brother.
you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Take care.
All right. To my right.